What's going on, YouTube? If you're new here, welcome back to the Julian's driving experience. And today we're going to be doing a little review of my Honda Civic Si after driving it for 7,000 miles and doing a little review and how I feel about it after having it for about I want to say like 6 to 7 months. I got it at the end of last year, so like around December-ish, and I've been having it ever since. It's been my daily driver. And it's been a pretty good car, I gotta be honest. So let's get started with the exterior of the car. So I mean, for the most part, it is a white car. So as you can tell, the car gets dirty very fast. I'm not sure if you guys could tell, but those are like sap stains from parking it under the tree, which I do not like. I be doing. I need to start parking this thing somewhere else. But I mean, for the most part, I hope you guys can see. I hope the GoPro picks it up, but. I mean, the front bumper is not in too bad condition. I've taken this car to the track once already, and I've taken this thing to the canyons like handfuls of times, plenty of times. This thing is it's my little daily commuter, but it's also my little canyon carver right here. So for the most part, I mean, I didn't get the car PPF'd, unfortunately. It was kind of out of my price budget. You know, it's very expensive to get a car PPF nowadays. I mean, it's always been, I guess. It's an expensive thing because it protects the paint. It does what it has to do, but you know, the headlights have held up in pretty good condition. You know, they're a little bit dirty, as you can see. The only rock chip I have so far, which is crazy, is this little one right here. I hope the GoPro picks it up, but as you can see right there, I mean, the front bumper, for the most part, I don't know if these are rock chips, probably right there as well. I mean, you know, it's normal for a car to get rock chips, especially if you're going out to the canyons and driving the way I drive. And yeah, I mean, the only other wear and tear that I've noticed a lot is the car is kind of low. I mean, it's not too low, but the bumper, as you can tell right there, has gotten scratched up a little bit, a couple times. You know, I try to, you know, get to the side, but you know, and then you got your little canards right here that got scratched up, but that's all normal wear and tear. I mean, the car's not too low. It doesn't scrape everywhere I go, but you know, just sometimes I'll hit a dip too fast or something. I'll come in too hot. Yeah, moving on to the side of the vehicle. I mean, for the most part, the paint is an absolute. The paint on this car is called pearl metallic, white pearl metallic, something like that. The color is beautiful. You can't really see it under here because we're under the shade and stuff, but I'll try to put a little picture of the color. You can probably barely see it right there, but man, the color, I've gotten so many compliments for the color of the car. Like one time I ran into a supercar owner up in the canyons, and he was like geeking over the color. Like he loved the color. He wanted to put it on his crazy ass Pagani that he was building. And I was like, what, bro? They're like, I had a Bugatti sitting right next to me, and everyone was just looking at the Honda Civic, which was like insane, bro. Like how there's a Bugatti and everyone's just looking at the fucking Honda. The fucking Honda, bro.
That color, bro.
That's fucking. I mean, it was cool, but yeah, I mean, you know, it's got its normal wear and tear on the paint as well. I mean, I try to take care of it and wash it myself. I don't take it through a car wash or anything. But as you can tell right here, I think the dealer or the Honda themselves install the PPF, like a little PPF on the sides of the doors and stuff. They put some right here, so you know the paint doesn't scratch up. I think there's another. I don't know, I thought there was another layer of PPF right here, but it's just on the side of the doors, you know, when you open the door, so the paint doesn't get scratched up. But I mean, you know, it's got its normal wear and tear, like I said. You know, when I first bought this car, I was really scared of it getting scratched up, obviously, because, you know, I bought it fresh off the lot. But as soon as I took it to work, man, I got this ding right here. I hope you guys can see that. The camera picks it up. Yeah, I got this ding. And another day I noticed that I got another ding right here. I don't know if the camera can pick it up, but let me see. There's like a little ding. I don't think I could barely see it with the naked eye, but the other day I could see it. Hopefully you can kind of see it, but you probably can. There's like a little ding right here. There's another scratch right here that I noticed. You can probably barely see that as well, barely. But yeah, it's about normal. I think it's only on this side that I have scratches on, to be honest. But yeah, those are the only scratches that I've noticed so far. Yeah, I mean, the only complaints I have about the exterior is these plastic pieces. You can tell after a while they're gonna get faded, or they get faded, you know, from sitting in the sun and stuff. The mirrors are pretty much fine. There's like some little scratches and stuff on there, but that's normal, you know. And then the same thing for the canards, like this little side skirt and the canard, you know, that's the only thing I don't like. They're plastic, and you know, what I've noticed is that like these they get like how do you say it? They get like stained very easily, so you got to be careful with the plastics right here on the side of the doors. And if you guys haven't seen my like 2 videos previous to this, someone actually stole my freaking wing, bro, the OEM wing. So if you guys know the OEM wing, I'm pretty sure most OEM wings are bolted down to the trunk, and somebody came and ripped my shit off, bro. Ripped my wing off, my little spoiler. I was so mad. Go watch the full video for the story. It was kind of crazy. I didn't even notice it at first. And yeah, and then I came across this wing. I found this wing on the side of the road, actually, which is kind of funny, ironically, that someone stole my wing. But yeah, they kind of messed it up. So like they pulled the bolt. I don't know how exactly they did it, but they pulled the bolts off. Like you can tell on the trunk. The bolts are kind of like sticking. I'll go watch the video if you're interested. But yeah, I had to put an aftermarket little plastic wing on there, as you can tell right here. It doesn't even stick right, bro. It's kind of annoying, but you know, it's better than not having a spoiler. Like there was somebody in the comments saying that I took out the wing on purpose. Like, what, bro? What? Why would I do that? And yeah, I mean, this got plenty of trunk space. I mean, I never used the trunk like that. I still have the original floor mats, and I got all WeatherTech floor mats in here. The trunk's pretty big though. I mean, I don't really ever fill it up like that. I don't really put stuff back there. Maybe like if I go to the grocery store or something, or a backpack, and you can actually put the seat down. I don't really ever use that at all. Yeah, I mean, it's been pretty good. So moving into the interior, the interior honestly is pretty pleasing for it being a Honda Civic. I really like the interior. Like, you know, it's obviously a new car, and it feels like a new car. You know, it feels like a new modern car, especially with the red seats and the red stitchings. Really, really good. The Honda Civic really did a good job with the interior, I gotta be honest. Some things I do not like would be if you can tell right here, like I am a 6'2", so I'm I guess pretty tall for a Honda Civic. So as you can tell, let me see if I can get down in here. You can tell on the GoPro, like my shoe will like rub this when I'm coming out or something, and then like right here, as you can tell right there. Hope the glare's not messing it up too much, but yeah, my shoe will rub on there for whatever reason when I'm getting out, because I'm always, you know, because this car is kind of small. It's a sedan car, so like I'll just get out however. And I do have the all-weather mats in here as well. You know, good thing it's not I don't have red carpet like the Type R, because that would suck keeping it clean. For the most part, the car is pretty easy to clean. You know, you give it a nice wipe down and it looks really nice in here. For the most part, even I haven't cleaned the interior in probably like a few weeks, and the car looks really clean, honestly. I don't have any, you know, problems with the seats or anything, no rips. You know, the seats have been pretty good. They're very easy to clean. The red doesn't stain or anything. The only thing that kind of sucks is getting into here and cleaning this out, but I mean, I think that's like any vehicle. It's kind of hard to put a vacuum. You need like a specialized skinny vacuum to fit it in here. And yeah, you got plenty of space in the back seat. I mean, there's no rattles, no anything that goes on in the car. which is pretty nice. And then, you know, it's a small Honda Civic, so I fit 4 or 5 friends in here, and like they fit kind of tight in here. But I mean, it's a small Honda Civic, you know. Maybe the most people you could probably fit in here is like 4 people, and like maybe 4 Mexicans only. 4 Mexicans that aren't as tall as I am probably. But yeah, the interior is pretty good. I mean, I have no complaints about the interior. I do wish maybe I had a tiny bit more space. I mean, you got the glove compartment, it's filled with a bunch of junk. I don't know why. But yeah, you got your, you know, your little compartment right here, more compartments right here. The cup holders are pretty good. They're pretty good for not having getting in the way of shifting and stuff, except for when I use my water bottle, because the water bottle obviously does not fit in. But I think I could fit it like this sideways though. I've never tried that, but I usually just throw the water bottle on the passenger seat anyway. I'm actually gonna take a sip because I'm getting thirsty. But yeah, this car does have a sunroof, and thankfully not yet. I haven't had any leaks, any issues with the sunroof. You know, the sunroof is, I guess it comes in clutch. It's pretty cool, you know, for going for drives down to the beach. The sunroof comes in clutch big time. Yeah, I mean, that's the only thing. The car is fully cloth. That's the only thing that I don't like. That, you know, I probably could have gone a regular sport, you know, and gotten leather seats, but I mean, the car's been pretty good. All right, now we can kind of get into the infotainment system and all the quirks and features with the car that I like and dislike after driving it for 7,000 miles, 7,097 miles. Hopefully you guys can see. All right, so a few features that I really like about the car. It has tons of features up here. So you can have so you got your G meter, it tells you your seatbelt, who has their seatbelt on, oil life. I really like the maintenance life stuff. I really like that. The safety support things, I'll show you that, guys, that when I get driving. Let's see, you can customize. That's another thing I like. You can hide / show the gauge, or you can change the gauge design, which I really like. I just noticed this the other day. So you can change it to a bar, or see, you can change it to round. And you can change it to a bar. I don't know what the bar is. Oh, it's regular. And then I don't know what the bar minimum. Gauges will hide when cruise is active. I don't know what that means. Yeah, but I really like having it like this. It kind of looks like a race car, especially when you put it in sport mode. It turns everything red, as you can see. Not a big deal, but then you can move this to Apple CarPlay or your Bluetooth, and it shows you what song you're listening to up there. You can change it to Alexa. You can customize. I actually never customized. Let me see what it says. Display content, stopwatch. It doesn't matter. This one doesn't really matter, honestly. Back. I usually, for the most part, just put it on Apple CarPlay, so it shows me what song I'm listening to. But yeah, I mean, the infotainment system or the gauge cluster is really sick. I like that you can change all the stuff. See, let's go back, and then it shows you your range, how many miles you have to the gallon. As you can see right there, trip B, 7,000 miles, 97, and it shows your average speed, your navigation, the driver safety. It tells you if you need coffee, which is really funny. The PSI, I really like that. That's a pretty cool feature. It tells you the throttle output, and then it shows you your G meter. The G meter is pretty cool, but honestly, when you're driving, you don't even be paying attention to that. I wish it would tell you though after how many G's you're pulling in through like corners and stuff, because I do take this car a lot to the canyons. Another feature I wish it had is I wish it told you what gear you were in. Like when it doesn't tell you like what gear you're in. So I'm in first gear right now, and it does not tell you. I wish it did. Honestly, that would be like one thing that I wish the car had. That I wish it would tell you if you were in gear. And then you can also have the up here you have the Alexa thing, so you can, it has this car does come with equipped with the Google Map stuff, and you can actually talk to Google while you're driving. I always forget how to use it, but the feature's really cool. Like you can ask Google, you know, what's the temperature outside. It's like the same thing with Siri, but I don't know, my Siri sometimes doesn't work. So yeah. And then moving on to the infotainment system, no complaints really that much, except for there's some times where I hate that, like when I go to, so moving on to the infotainment system. So there's the only thing I do not like about the infotainment system is that sometimes I will have issues. I know other Honda Civics have the same issues where like I'll go to connect my phone and I'll have the Apple CarPlay thing connected and it will just take a while to connect. So like, let me see right here, it doesn't show me. So like right now, if I go to it, it automatically goes to it. But like, let's say I'm in a rush or something, and like it's always when I need it to happen, like it'll take a while to connect. I have to always constantly play with it and try to connect it. I don't know why it does that. Like I'm the only phone, I think I'm not the only phone that's connected to it, but like I'm the main phone, you know, there's no reason for it to do that. I've had like 1 or 2 or 3 times that where like I'll go to like I'll get in the car and like it'll connect to the Apple CarPlay stuff will connect, but like it'll play music on the phone. Like you'll hear the music on the phone, but like it won't play on here, but it'll show the Apple CarPlay stuff, which is kind of weird. I don't know why it does that. I usually just turn off the car and it goes away and it fixes, you know, it fixes a problem or whatever. But yeah, I mean, you got your you know, a little compartment right here, your glove compartment, normal stuff. And then yeah, I mean, does this thing, I don't remember if this thing has, oh, it does have the cup holders. I forgot about that. Cup holders. The seat, not really many complaints about the seat, to be honest. I do wish you could go a little bit lower, just like a little thing that you can, you know, adjust the height of the seat. But you know, I am a pretty big dude, so I don't know if this car was made necessarily for 6'2" giants like I am. So I have like a little bit of like maybe like an inch or so of headroom, which kind of sucks when you're when I was at the track, because I had to wear a helmet and I kind of had to like be like almost like twisted because the helmet was touching the roof, and it was kind of annoying. But you know what, it is what it is, I guess. The seat for the most part is pretty comfortable. You know, it's a pretty comfortable seat for the most part if you're just driving like close by. But like if the drive gets past like, I want to say 45 minutes, I gotta be honest, my lower back just starts killing me. I don't know if that's just me or just the way the seats are built. But yeah, I'll start to have back pain, and especially if I'm driving for more than an hour. Like if I'm driving like, I don't know, let's just say an hour and a half, like my back starts killing me. I start to get uncomfortable, you know. But then going back to the, you know, I don't think this car was built for a 6'2" giant like I am. Like you can move the seat back a little bit, but I mean, like you got to be close to it. You know, I like to be, you know, up and close because I'm a driver. So like, you know, I mean, either way, you have to be close to putting the clutch. My legs aren't that tall. You know, my legs aren't that long. So I like, you know, I gotta be pushing in the clutch and stuff. Another thing I don't like about the seats is that, like, I mean, they are kind of a bucket seat in the bolsters right here, and if I am driving for a long period of time, like, you know, I'm just kind of like resting my leg like this, and my leg, sometimes the side of my leg will like get like tired from like resting. Like it'll start hurting right here, it'll start bothering me honestly from the bolster. But I mean, I guess that's just complaining about a bucket seat. I wanted a bucket seat, you know, I wanted to be held in the seat, I guess. And I guess they do their job for the most part. I mean, there has been some instances where I'll still have to like grab myself when I'm going into corners fast, and I have to like do this whole little thing. But yeah, I mean, the car's been pretty good. I mean, the steering wheel The steering wheel has this normal wear and tear, as you can kind of tell. No complaints about the leather, not even the shifter. I mean, yeah, the car's been wearing in pretty good, honestly. You know, not even with the shifter, when it's hot out, like the tip of it will get hot, like just to the touch, but since it has leather, I mean, it's not too bad. But you know, once you get the AC on cranking, it's pretty good. Another feature I forgot to show you guys, you can't really see it during the day. I don't think it turns it down during the day, but you can turn down the brightness of the you know, your infotainment system, and you have your traction control right here. Turns off traction control. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty good. And then I really like the high beam feature. So like, you could turn on your high beams. They probably won't turn on right now, but you turn on your high beams and it'll automatically, when it senses a car, it'll automatically turn them off for you, which I really like for when I'm in doing back road stuff, or even just in general. Like it really comes in clutch. You know, you don't have to be physically turning off your high beams and stuff. I really like that. All right, so getting into the drivability of the car, I mean, the car drives really smooth on the freeway, I gotta be honest. You know, if you're just doing your little normal, you know, 20-30 minute commutes or whatever, you know, your daily commutes, I mean, the car drives phenomenal. The car, you know, it's really smooth. The car drives straight, it feels very sporty on the freeway. You know, it does 80 miles per hour, you know, smoothly. You know, you can be switching lanes, you know, you can be, you know, if you have to, you know, you can be cutting in through out of traffic if you have to. But the only thing I do not like about, or keeping it on the subject, I mean, yeah, the car does really good on the freeway. I mean, even at higher speeds, like I've taken this car to the Autobahn before, and the car have sat, so the speedometer, not the speedometer, but the car maxes out at 138. The only reason I've known this is because I've taken the car to the Autobahn before, obviously not here in California, because doing that speeds is illegal here. The car does phenomenal, honestly, like even at those speeds. Like I've sat at 138 for like, I want to say 3 to 5 minutes, and the car was like driving, like obviously you could feel the speed, but like it wasn't too bad. Like it didn't feel like the car wanted to fall apart or anything, so that was pretty cool. Oh shit, I'm over here moving my seat and shit. Yeah, the car felt really good at those speeds. I was able to, you know, there's like, obviously on the Autobahn, as you can tell, you know, there's like little curbs here and there, and for the most part it's pretty smooth, so the car didn't feel, you know, sketchy or anything. The car feels honestly really planted, and I was just sitting there for like I said, 3 to 5 minutes, and the car felt amazing. Like, and also didn't guzzle gas as much as you would think it would. And yeah, oh, is that an E55? Oh, it's an E500. I wish I could put the camera a little bit more up so you guys kind of see the highway a little bit. But yeah, this part drives really good. You know, you could be chilling in 6th gear, the car's fine. I mean, the only thing is when you are in a higher gear and you need to get like up in traffic and you're like in 6th gear, obviously, you know, you have to downshift, because the car just, it'll take a while for the turbo to spool up. Or the turbo spools up pretty good, honestly. But it's just like, you know, if you're in a high gear, obviously you got to downshift to get into the power band. Another thing I do not like is the cabin noise. Once you get going in the freeway, like, I'm not sure if you guys heard it before when I first hopped on the freeway, but when you're doing like 70-80 miles per hour, like even if you're doing 60 miles an hour, the cabin noise, like, you can hear everything. Like, you can hear the tires, you can hear, you know, all the cars around you, and that's kind of a big thing. I mean, it's only a Honda Civic, you know, but, you know, still, it's like, for the most part though, like the music drowns it out. You know, the radio, or the speakers are pretty good. They're not too bad. You know, you turn up your music, and for the most part it drowns it out. No problem with that. But that's just the only complaint I have about that. The cabin does get really loud. Another thing, talking about the cabin, is that it gets pretty hot in here, to be honest. Like, I don't know if because I don't have no front tint up top, but even then, like, you can feel the heat of the motor coming to the cabin. Like, if I don't have the AC on, I'd be cooking in here literally. Which I guess, you know, it's normal, but like I feel like this car, specifically this car, doesn't, like, it exaggerates the heat that comes in here. Like, it's pretty bad, honestly. Like, you have to crank on the AC immediately when you're driving this car, especially here in California, that we get hotter days for the most part. But even if it's a cloudy day, you know, you'll start to get like a little hot in here. You have to turn on the AC immediately. Like, especially if I'm starting to push the car, like if I'm out in the canyons, you know, and I'm pushing the car, pushing the motor, and the motor starts to heat up, you know, you can really feel the heat coming in, and like I'll start to sweat. Honestly, that there was one time where like I was like a little bit sick. I was getting better already, and I was out in the canyons, and I was, you know, pushing the car, and like I already sweat really easily for the most part. And to be honest, like, I was drenched in sweat that day. I was literally like drenched in sweat. Like, you could see the sweat physically on my arms. Like, when I got off the seat, like, the seat was like drenched in sweat. It was so nasty, but I had lots of fun though. So that's all that matters. Yeah, I'm not sure if you guys just heard that grind. I don't know why the transmission does that when you're going, like, if you're going from like 4th to 5th. But I mean, for the most part, it doesn't do that. Maybe I was in the wrong gear or something. Yeah, that's the only gear that, so speaking about the transmission, you know, I've heard the Type R's, they'll have like trouble. I mean, maybe because people live in these people that I've heard live in different states, you know, where it's much colder. But for the most part, you know, when it was cold here, I guess our California doesn't get that cold, you know, but the gear, the transmission would shift fine. I would have no problems with the transmission. For the most part though, I've never had any issues with the transmission. The transmission feels amazing. It's really crisp. The gears are right nice and short, you know, and it's kind of hard to miss a gear. The only thing I've done the rookie mistake a few times already. Maybe I want to say like 2 or 3 times, where I'll money shift the car, to be honest, and it's a very rookie mistake. I know you guys could roast me in the comments, but I haven't learned my lesson, to be honest. I had an E46 before this, and I blew the motor from money shifting, which is insane. I went from third I was trying to shift it to 5th gear, and I went into 3rd gear on accident, and it was like, oh man, I still get PTSD from that day. Yeah, I blew the motor on that thing. That shit was crazy. You can see us now that we're starting to pick up speed. You can kind of hear the tires rotating, and I'm gonna have to start speaking a little bit louder because like the cabin gets kind of loud. But you know, there's no problem once you turn on the music. Oh, another thing I really like about the car is the driving assist. So you see, the car comes with cruise control, and it comes with the steering assist. No, I'm not sure if it's called steering assist, but you can press this little button right here, and it shows you what lane you're in. You know, it shows you the car, the lane in, and you press it again, or you press this button right here, and it'll center the car for you. And then I usually, you know, you put the cruise control on. You set the cruise control. So I have it set. I'm gonna set it to 65, and you could basically just it's kind of like a hands-free type thing, and it does detect the car in front of you. So it'll lock onto the car in front of you, and if the car in front of you slows down, so there's gonna be a little bit of traffic coming up right here, it's gonna slow down for me. Watch. I should probably slow down already, but yeah, like yeah, the car will start slowing down for you. As soon as the car detects in front of you it's slowing down, it'll slow down for you. The only thing about the driving assist thing, like, you can't fully trust it, because like it will, after a few seconds, like, you have to put your hand back on the steering wheel. After like maybe like 5 to 6 seconds, you have to put your hand back on the steering wheel, because if not, like, if you just let it go, like it'll just cut off, and it'll just like swerve into the other lane. So you got to be really careful with that, like really careful. The only reason I don't fully trust it is because one time I had it on, it was like kind of a twisty the freeway wasn't bad, honestly. Maybe there's like some bumps. It was kind of rough, I guess the freeway was. And I had it on, and I was doing maybe like 85-ish, probably like 80 miles per hour, and I had it on, and I just felt it cut off, and I was like, oh shit, I had to grab onto the steering wheel quick, you know. I mean, if you're using it, you shouldn't fully trust it. You know, if I don't know what the reasons were to use it, but I use it for, you know, when I'm doing stuff that I probably shouldn't be doing while driving, you know, just to help me out. You know, you shouldn't be doing stuff that you shouldn't be doing while driving, and using the relying on that assist to keep you on the road. But yeah, it's a pretty cool feature though. I really like it. Sometimes, you know, sometimes you just want to take your hands off the wheel, and the car will just like go on its own. It'll steer on its own. So I'll show you guys a little bit right here. They got a little corner coming up right here, and it does only activate after like 40 miles an hour. So see, sustained steering required. And then if you try to switch lanes, it will like try to push you back into the lane. So you have to turn on your signal so the car knows, you know, you're switching lanes. But yeah, it's a pretty cool feature, and then it automatically locks back on. All right, so bringing up that what I was talking about the infotainment system. So the perfect example right here. I have the music playing, and it just randomly did this. Like, I have the music playing, the volume is up, even at the thing. On here it's up, and it's supposedly playing on here as well, but the music is not playing at all. I don't know why it does that. I really don't know why. I mean, all you have to do though, just to fix it, is just turn off the car and turn it back on. But another thing I forgot to mention about the transmission. All right, so one thing I forgot to talk about was the transmission. When you put it in reverse, the car likes to shake. Like, you know how sometimes you'll put the car, if you drive a stick shift, you'll put the car in, like, maybe, let's say you try to take off in the wrong gear, second or third gear, and the car will start to shake. Like, the car does that in reverse. Like, it'll do it, it won't do it completely when you're just on a normal surface, but if you're on a decline and you're reversing up, like, it'll start to shake nasty. Like, I'll try to show an example of it, but like, the car shakes really bad. I don't know why it does that. I haven't taken it to a dealer. I don't know if I should take it to the dealer, and I haven't gotten a recall for it at all, so I don't know what it is. But the first time it did happen to me, like, I was really scared. I thought I blew up my transmission or messed up the reverse on the transmission, because sometimes I'll have the clutch in, you know, and put the car in reverse, and it's like a big clunk. You'll hear a big clunk, but I think that's just normal, you know. Honestly, I don't know, because my dad's Jeep is stick shift and it doesn't do a big clunk like that. So let me know in the comments if you guys have a Civic Si, if it does the same thing or not. So after about 7,000 miles of driving this thing, honestly, I gotta say I'm at 7,110 miles, and I gotta be honest, half of these miles, I want to say like 60% of these miles are for me coming out to the canyons and enjoying this car. I gotta be honest. I hope you guys can hear me, because I know the cabin gets a little bit loud and the road's kind of rough out here. So yeah, the car is really good in sport mode, to be honest. Like, the throttle's a little more sensitive, your steering input is a little more aggressive, and the throttle gets a little bit more sensitive. No changes to the suspension. Honestly, this thing it could take a corner, honestly, and this thing comes out of the corners really good. Especially with the turbo. The turbo lights up pretty fast. I mean, yeah. Honestly, the car is pretty fun, I gotta be honest, in the canyons. But I mean, maybe because I'm used to it already, but after a while, like, I do get kind of bored of the car. You know, that's probably just me from being used to the cars. I drive this thing a lot in the canyons, like a lot. And like I've mentioned before, I had taken this car to the track one time. I actually have a video of it, so if you guys are interested in checking that out. Yeah, but this thing's completely stock. I haven't done any modifications. I haven't even done any oil changes or change out the brakes or any tire change yet. I do need to do a tire rotation. I'm pretty sure after when I do the oil change, I'm gonna do a tire rotation. But I mean, for the most part, the car is really good. Even the factory tires that come with the car, they're not too bad. I have really no complaints, honestly. For the most part, unless you start really pushing the car, like you know, you start to feel a little bit, you know, the car obviously you know, do a little, have a tad bit body roll, but for the most part, this thing is really nimble. Feels like a little go-kart. It's really fun, honestly. You know, for a little back road car. And this thing's low-key a little sleeper. You know, I've pushed this car. I've taken this car out with some not high-end sports cars, but you know, some pretty. I guess you could consider them high-end sports cars. But I went out with this one time. I went out with all the homies, and one of the homies has a AMG C63. Another one has a RCF Lexus, and another guy had a Mustang 5.0. And honestly, the only car that really kind of gave me a run for my money, actually I gave them a run for their money, because this thing did really good. I was able to get away from the Mercedes, but you know, I know those roads a little bit more, so like I guess I'll give them that. But statistically, the Mercedes and the RCF, and not really, maybe not so the Mustang, because the Mustang's a heavy, you know, American car. So the Mustang I'll kind of give, you know, I'll take the credit for the Mustang. And the Mustang didn't have really good front tires that day. He was on cords already, which was insane. But the RCF, like, you know, on the little straightaways, he obviously, you know, he'll catch up to me. But once we got to a little a windy road where there was no incline or decline, man, this car, all I can say is that he was not. I got rid of him in my rear view mirror. Like this thing, it was, but the roads were tight and it was a tight, windy road where I had taken them through, and I know the road very well, so that's probably why as well. But yeah, man, this thing was just eating that day. I was driving the piss out of this thing. Like, I was just banging through gears. Like, honestly, that night, this car really impressed me, like, big time. Like, I was like, whoa, this thing is fucking crazy. Like, this thing did really well that night. And you know, I take this, like I said, I take this car out a lot, so I do try to enjoy it. But like I said, you know, I have gotten bored of it recently. I don't know why, maybe because I've gotten so used to it. But like, you know, the car doesn't, like, I feel like the car needs something. Maybe like some coilovers and some, you know, stickier tires. Not to mention that it does have, you can see the red line in the digital dash. It's pretty fast, honestly. Maybe if this thing paired up with some good sticky tires and some good some really good brakes, this thing would be it was as close as I don't know, it was like a second off from the Type R. So I suggest you guys go watch the video. This thing did, maybe it was a driver mod, and the Type R was on slicks too. So like, you know, the car did it. I don't know, I'm gonna just go ahead and say that, you know, I can't take the full credit because the car did very well. But yeah, I even had a passenger with me, and this thing was just eating at the track. Like, this thing did very well at the track for the most part. That was probably maybe like the second or third. I want to say it was like the second fastest car out there. Actually, that's a lie. I was like the third or fourth car out there that was pretty fast, because there was a Miata, the Type R, and then there's an M3 out there, but he wasn't really pushing that hard. So I think I was like the third fastest car out there, which was pretty cool, honestly. The only thing I don't like about the car is downhill. I don't really trust it. Maybe because of the brakes, and because, you know, the car doesn't really feel that planted. But like downhill, I don't like going downhill with this car. I prefer uphill. Uphill, this thing's an eater, like a straight eater, bro. Like there's no ifs, ands, or buts. This thing is a eater uphill. I don't like this car downhill. Like, even when I'm out in the LA hills and there are a little more steeper canyons, like, I'm honestly like scared to get out of second gear. Like when I was hauling ass with the RCF, like, he was behind me and he was tailing me the whole time, because I was just like genuinely scared of getting out of second gear. Like, I'll go into third gear, but I just don't trust the brakes like that, you know. I don't trust the car like that. It just doesn't feel that planted when you're going those types of speeds, you know. And the car is very light, you know. It's a very light, nimble car, so like it picks up speed very fast. So that's another thing. Another thing to talk about is the rev match. So the rev match is it's really good. Honestly, I can't complain. The only thing I do not like is when you're going, you're smashing and you get into first gear. Like, for whatever reason, sometimes I don't know what it is, but it just won't rev match, and sometimes it's kind of scary and distracting because obviously I'm not used to rev matching this car. I don't really like it, right? Like rev matching this car, you can go into the settings and turn it off, but the only thing is you have to put the car in park and turn it off, which that's another thing I don't really like. I wish there was like just a button that you could just turn it off, or turn the rev match on and back off. But if you want to go and hit the back roads out here, like out here, and you want to do everything yourself, you can go ahead and just turn it off. The only thing I don't like is that the car is very quiet, and like it's kind of hard to do. I don't know, maybe because I'm not used to it, but like I tried it a couple times and I just didn't like it. Like, I don't know, because the car is just like, I got so used to the rev match, or the car is so quiet. But like it just didn't work. Honestly, it kind of sucked, to be honest. Like out doing the auto rev match yourself. Maybe because the car's not so loud, but I mean, I know how to do it. It's not like it's a driver error, because in my E46 I used to do the rev match myself all the time, and I was pretty good at it, except for when I blew up the motor. But we're not gonna talk about that. I would dump the clutch, and take off spinning the tires. It will spin both tires like no problem. Like it won't like wheel hop bad like how it does when you're like getting off of a curb and like one tire will pick up. The right tire will spin and like kind of wheel hop a little bit. I mean, it's no big deal, but that's just something that happens. Actually, I really like the car. Honestly, I really try to take advantage of it. I'll try to get up into the higher gear so maybe you guys can see the. I hope you guys can see the gauge cluster, the little race gauge cluster. If not, I'll definitely show a video of it. But yeah, I'm telling you, this thing's an eater uphill. I'm gonna take it easy now because there's too many cars out. This thing's a really fun little back road car, though. I will say that. I will give it that. Is there any companies that's watching this and want to hook me up with some coilovers or some sticky tires? Hit me up, DM me or email me. I'll put my stuff in the comments or in the description. If you guys have any suggestions on what type of oil I should run in my car for when I do my oil change, I would really appreciate that. Maybe even some brake pad suggestions. That would be really cool, because I beat this car. Like I like to enjoy my car, bro. Like, I'm paying for the full car myself. I want to use the whole car, and like I would really appreciate if you guys drop maybe some suggestions on what type of oil I should run, because I do take this car to the track. I've taken the car to the track one time, but I do plan on taking it to the track again sometime, but yeah, for the meantime, I'm gonna enjoy this car. I really appreciate this car. This thing is pretty sick. I bought it for this reason, because I like to come out and drive and just enjoy some back roads, enjoy some scenic routes. There's this one time when I was in the canyons, and there was like this what was it? It was this Veloster, whatever the car is called. But it was this old head, bro. He was like low-key bullying me down this canyon road. And like I said, I don't like taking this car out of second gear. So like, he was on my ass, bro. He caught up to me. I had taken off before him, and he came out of nowhere, right? And he was just on my ass down the hill. I was low-key shitting it. And then we got to the bottom of the hill, and then we got to that place where I got to escape from that RCF to that little windy tight road. Man, he was in front of me. He took off in front of me, so I was like, fuck it. I was following him out to the canyon, and I seen he made a left into that tight windy road. So I was like, fuck it. I cut into there, and I was on his ass, bro. Like, this thing, we were on one. Like we were low-key pushing hard that night, but he had bullied me down the hill, so I had to bully his ass going through that little section. Like I'm talking about, like, I want to say bumper to bumper. Like I was pushing his ass, bro. Like he had bullied me, so I had to bully him back, you know. I was like, damn, bro, I can't make this little SI look bad like that. This thing's a little beast. Maybe it's more of a driver mod type deal, you know. Trying to be a little race car driver, but yeah, I love playing pretend race car driver in this thing. Maybe soon we'll be a race car driver for real. Maybe Honda sponsor me, you know. But yeah, I think that's it for this 7,000 mile review. I mean, I have, you know, mixed opinions about the car. It's a really good car. Yeah, I guess for the most part it's a good car, man. I can't even complain, bro. Like maybe just me, sometimes I'll be ungrateful, you know, and I want something faster, obviously, because, you know, I'm 21, I'm young, you know. I see all these people, all my friends have, you know, fast sports cars, so that's probably why. But, you know, this little car can hold its own in the canyons. It's not a very fast car, but this thing can hold its own. I mean, another good thing about the car is that, you know, it only has a 1.5 liter turbo motor, so it's only got 200 horsepower. And the cool thing is, the motor, I mean, the motor heats up, you know, very quickly. So, you know, in the morning when you're off going to work or whatever, you know, like you don't gotta worry about, you know, warming the car up for too long. It's a Honda, so it warms up quick. The AC kicks on fast. One thing I do not like, one of the features, is the auto on and off thing, which I know a lot of people don't like. And sometimes it'll like kill the momentum of the AC, basically. So like, let's say I were to stop right here, you know, you got the AC blowing and it's hot out, like the motor will turn off, and like the AC, you can feel obviously the AC like kind of like, you know, loses power. And it's not no big deal, but it's kind of annoying, you know, especially that auto start stop stuff, especially how I'm a very sweaty person. I'm currently sweating right now just sitting here talking to y'all. But yeah, man, I hope you guys enjoyed the little review. You know, I'll probably do another little review when I get to like 10,000 miles, but for the most part I have nothing but good things to say about this car. I hope you guys liked the video. Comment, like, subscribe. You know, if you guys want to see some more content on the Honda Civic Si, you know, I really appreciate you guys leaving a comment. Leaving a comment and liking. It really helps the algorithm of the videos. And yeah, man, appreciate you guys for watching. I hope you guys stick through the whole video. And yeah, have a good one. You know, I've been having a lot of fun driving this thing, so I hope you guys enjoying the content. And yeah, have a good one. Appreciate it. Thank you guys.